Okay, now it's live. So I guess it's recording live. Okay. So I'm wearing a sweater and Carl's wearing a sweater.
This is one of the only sweaters I own.
I feel like you need to get back into sweaters.
I bought this sweater at Uniqlo in New York just the other week
Oh,
because I don't own any sweaters. And usually when winter comes, because winter is coming,
it's coming.
yeah, I usually just wear layers and layers and layers of clothes. Like a t-shirt and then like a hoodie and then like a jacket and then like a winter coat over top of that. It's kind of dumb.
You're into the layer effect.
It's my John Bender.
Right, right. Well, I'm doing layouts today. What are you doing?
I am inking page 13 of Gotham Academy issue 3.
It's a bit of a lie because you're not actually inking.
No, I mean it's digital inking.
Oh, you're digital inking. Okay. So I guess that's kind of like real inking without ink.
Well, I did some digital rough pencils and now I'm digitally inking over it. So I think that's fair, right? Still
Sure,
inking.
it's fair.
I get an inking rate for it, so I'd say it's inking.
Don't tell anyone. Don't put that on the internet. Yeah, no, it's fine. So I've been looking at a lot of analog equipment lately. For
Like music equipment?
yeah, for inspiration for my comic.
Oh, not to purchase.
You sent me a good one the other day.
Yeah, I sent you a link to all those. It was a bunch of old Atari gear or something, right?
Yeah.
Every time I see that stuff, I just send you a link.
Yeah, because it looks really cool.
Rather than just shout at you from across the room.
Sometimes it's good to have a link. Nice little link, linky dink. I have to draw the inside of the ship as they're coming inside a ship. So if you're coming inside a spaceship, and there's all these kind of long submarine-like tunnels, and then you get to an opening, what do you think that first opening would be inside a ship?
When I enter a spaceship, I like to do it in a really, really long glory establishing shot from a boarding shuttle. And then I need to see the magnetic seal when that shuttle attaches to the hull of the ship.
Yeah, I got all that.
And then there should be a lot of cuts of me through the glass of the shuttle as we approach the ship, probably with a lot of reflections across that glass. And then I think I enter some sort of airlock.
Yeah, so right now I have her in an airlock, and she's going through the halls of the ship. And then it gets to a spot that's opened up, where there's a lot of activity.
In what, are there like an engine room?
No, I don't think you'd come into a spaceship and go into an engine room.
Is it a ship or is it a space station?
It's a ship. She's in a ship now. Keep in mind, this is a scary ship. It could be slightly haunted.
But she doesn't know that.
She doesn't know that yet, but it's definitely ominous.
Like the Nostromo.
Yeah.
It's ominous. Even though you don't know it's got a creature on it.
Yeah. It's like you're wandering the Nostromo right now. So, what would be in the opening? Would it be like a common area for people, like maybe like little restaurant kiosks or food kiosks? No, that would be like a...
Well,
cafeteria.
What kind of ship is it? Is it a transport ship?
Yeah, it's a transport ship.
Oh, then it's probably, then I would treat it mostly like an airplane or an airport.
Yeah. Maybe this is just an opening to get into like other areas, like some sort of like central hub.
Why did I draw this guy's head last? You ever do that?
I normally like to get head first. The last is okay too.
Having a boss right now. Actually,
Pink?
you could probably
Is it pink?
use this.
Yeah. Because I'm doyen.
I should point the camera at Danielle.
Weird.
Yes, where is she?
No one needs to see that. Hi.
Danielle's here. Oh, my microphone's over here. Danielle's here temporarily for the month of November. It's supposed to be October, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm doing it. Both of them. Can't get out. Actually, this place is infectious. Maybe it'll be longer.
Infectious as you'll get diseases if you come here.
Yeah.
Was it weird?
No, I'm cool.
I think you need some vitamin C.
I took 2 tablets today.
Everyone's sick from New York Convention.
Yeah, some person was like disgusting, and they got all of us sick.
Just one person.
Yeah, it's clearly one person who had some sort of like disgusting disease.
That's you.
I didn't come with it, so I got it when I was there.
Didn't you travel with Gauthier?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh,
I mean, he was in another car. I traveled with Serge, which would make sense because Serge has children, and children normally have disease. But I'm sure out of the millions of hands I shook at New York Comic Con, one of them was covered in filth. And then I put my hands in my mouth eating cheeseburgers when I was drunk.
You accidentally ate your hand?
We should post the photo of you on the floor of the hotel room.
No, that's a horrible photo.
I heard that was adorable.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
God.
You suck at my
You're in for a treat.
No, it's
It
not
actually
good.
looks dead.
It
It looks like a dead body.
Yeah, it totally looks like a dead body.
It's Andy. So who took the picture?
That was literally.
Olivier, yeah.
It was he was talking about New York Comic Con, and the first sentence got Dave shared my room, and he was on the floor.
Uh-huh.
It's Andy looking dead, like passed out, drunk on the floor on his stomach
He specifically called me.
with a cheeseburger.
It's an empty bag of cheeseburgers, by the way. I got in at like 3 or 4 in the morning, maybe 4 in the morning, and these guys were asleep in bed.
Went home.
Well, yeah, they're what you'd call their hotel room, and they're all asleep, and they were watching TV when they went to bed, and the only thing that was on was Everybody Loves Raymond. So I sat at the foot of Serge's bed eating 3 cheeseburgers,
While he was
watching
asleep?
Everyone Loves Raymond.
Everyone else was asleep?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
snoring like crazy, and it's just me there.
And you don't snore?
Oh no, I'm the worst. Hands down, the worst out of all of them.
And they put up with you.
Well, they're already out cold.
I'm surprised no one sleeps at the studio.
I think old Julian used to sleep in the studio a little bit.
Yeah.
Koji says yes, old Julian would sleep here. Yeah.
Wasted. This is like the after party place?
I think he would just come here. It was like a thing. I don't know if it was closer for him or what was up.
It's not really around any major bar areas.
No, there's lots of bars in this area. There's a Sparrow. I used to go to Maze all the time.
Alright.
There's a couple good places around here.
Go down.
But I haven't been to Maze since Lon left. Lon was a bartender that I guess you could compare him to like
Lon Chaney.
he's a character in Southern Cross right now. I made him a character.
Oh, nice.
And
No way.
But when I draw him, he looks incredibly a lot like kind of like a skinny Dr. Mindbender from G.I. Joe.
Oh.
But that's kind of what he looks like in real life, except instead of monocle, he's got like regular glasses and lots of tattoos. But man, this guy was a drink scientist.
Dr. Mindbender was topless, right? Wasn't he shirtless?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he had like one of those, it was like a trench coat.
He had the
purple
the
trench
big
coat with
collar
no sleeves.
with a
So
bare
did
chest.
Did you go to the bar just to study this man?
No, he would.
This magnificent man.
Yeah, Lon was magnificent. He'd be making drinks. Like, just learn, like, I don't think learning how to make them, just testing them on the clients to see whether they would like them. And I always sat like right in front of him at the bar, so I was normally the guinea pig for all the drinks. So there was a few drinks that came my way that were free.
So you went for the free drinks?
Exactly. So when he left, I was like, oh, I'm not going to get any sweet free drinks here anymore, so
Yeah.
bailed. Although, I find Montreal's really good about getting, like, free shots and stuff.
I've heard that that's something that most bars like to do. Like there's a quota.
It's kind of a good idea because it keeps you... If you get the odd free shot at a bar, you're more likely to go to that bar than another one that just gouges the hell out of you on price.
Yeah.
And you have a better time. So if you're having a better time, that means you're bringing more people. That means you'll come more often. That means you'll spend more money. So
Yeah.
the odd free shot is, I would think, good for business.
Yeah.
What was that go to? Bar what? Oh, is that what it says?
Bar rescue?
What is this?
I don't know. No one knows what Goji's talking about.
Mm.
I have my headphones in. What are you talking about?
John Tavern.
Who's John Tavern?
He's the bar rescue guy. And it was a show on Spike
Oh, and what does he do?
about crappy bars and how they spend badly every money and really go to bankrupt.
Oh, and they go bankrupt because they give away free shots?
Too much.
Too much.
Oh, really?
A certain amount was good.
That's right. Come on, Goji. Let's not.
The anal amount is
Yeah. Come on. Good bars give away free shots. The more free shots I have, the more pints I'm gonna buy. That's for sure.
So if you're a bar owner and you see
Yeah.
Andy walking,
However, I
doesn't
probably
take
do a lot
much.
of shots that I think are free, and I find out later that my friends are paying for them, so that's possible too. Anyway, none of this has anything to really do with comics, does it?
That doesn't matter.
it does have to do with having good friends.
Sure. Speaking of bars and bar culture, there was that thing came out earlier this year that people were like, I don't like the bar culture in comics.
What?
That was kind of like a thing. They didn't like that going to the bar was to mingle and meet people and network was appropriate.
Oh, the fact that comic people go to bars?
I don't
Yeah,
think it's
it's
a comics
common.
thing. I think it's a convention thing.
Yeah, it's a convention thing.
I think when a bunch of people meet at a convention, they just, you work all day at this show and then you meet over drinks or food, preferably food.
Yeah, we want someone to drink and eat after a long show.
But Andy, that's like, that's counter to your whole philosophy.
Yeah, I dig the bar action. The older I get, the more I'm like, I'm not into house parties.
Yeah, we had that conversation today.
Yeah, I like going to a bar. Because you go to a house party, chances are you gotta take your shoes off. That's like my biggest pet peeve is taking my shoes off at someone else's house.
There's also a chance of complaints.
Yeah, well, no, not complaints about smell or anything. It's just
Sound.
the being
Smell.
walking around in
It's
someone's
the smell.
house with my socks. I don't like it. I don't even like walking around my house in my socks.
It's not the sock part that's rotten. It's that your shoes are probably carefully chosen to match whatever you're wearing.
It's true.
So once you take those shoes off, you just look kind of dopey.
Yeah.
You
Like-
can't be wearing a thick sweater right
No, I was getting hot.
now. It'd be especially appropriate to see the sweater.
I would say that, you know, in the winter, I get it. But there's a weird feeling of being trapped at a house party I don't like.
Yeah, are you always looking for an exit?
Yeah, I'm like stuck in your environment. And I don't necessarily want to be in that environment. But whereas if I'm at a bar, I can like French exit at any point and it's not weird.
What's the French exit?
Oh, a French exit is when you leave without saying goodbye.
That's the best.
You
Awkwardly.
just disappear.
I do that a lot. I just didn't know it was.
There's
French.
another one. My brother was telling me that there's a French exit and an Italian exit. And I can't remember. The Italian one is even...
Irish exit.
Oh, an Irish exit.
Yeah.
What's the Irish exit?
I think it's the same thing.
It's like pretty much the same thing. Yeah. But there is a difference, and I forget what it is.
Are you sure?
This is where if we had our people watching at home, they would contribute and be like, oh, this is what it is. This is what it is. And then we'd go, oh, hey, Carl. You know,
Or you could Google it.
Snowball17 says this is what an Irish exit is and what a French exit is.
I don't think I can even see Snowball. I think you have the only access to the chat.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have that part on.
Okay, go change his research to.
That's
It's the
also
same
that's also my definition of French exit though.
They're the same thing.
Are they the same thing?
Yeah.
Go Jay.
Yes.
I think it's funny that Goche might never ever be seen on this show, so people just think he's the computer.
Oh, same thing. Maybe early without saying goodbye. So maybe it's early.
Oh, the French one is early. You leave early. That's not really my style. My style is probably near the end.
Irish.
Another option is leave early without saying goodbye and not paying your share of the bill.
Not that
That's a bitchy French.
That's a bitchy French exit. That's dark.
Yeah,
sure it
no,
does.
You don't go there.
I'm pretty sure I've done that though.
Oh,
Do you want another take on French exit from Urban Dictionary?
Yeah, let's hear
the
it.
dictionary is the bomb.
Leaving the scene of a sexual encounter because one's partner has had sex with her. That's a third French.
Ooh, that's darkness. So you just do your business, and then while they're still lying there, you just kind of like get up and you like bounce. You're gone.
Exactly.
Wow, that's a dark.
Like, he was a little asshole, something full of sin and full of sugar, and you could say, it's a block.
Wow,
That's
I had to throw some French in there.
that is horrible. A little je ne sais quoi.
That was my contribution.
Nice one, thanks, bro.
Never seen a thing.
So there, Carl, what do you think about that?
I haven't changed my mind about that.
So, when we start the show normally, we're going to start the show by saying, welcome aboard, Michaels. And what that refers to is when Michael first drinks David's blood, he and the other Lost Boys go to a train yard. Or I guess it's a bridge. No, it's a bridge with a train track. They play a very dangerous game of, what would you call that game?
Well, they hang from the train tracks until a train comes along, and they hang on as long as they can while the tracks rumble and shake until they fall down into a bottomless pit.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like Vampire Chicken.
By the way, you didn't even mention which movie this is from.
Oh, it's from Lost Boys, come on. Yeah, Lost Boys. It's probably the greatest vampire movie ever. Name me a better vampire movie than Lost
Doesn't
Boys
exist.
right now.
It doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist.
And anyone that says Twilight should not be watching your film.
No.
I don't think anyone would say Twilight.
No one should say Twilight.
Anyway, who actually says "Welcome aboard, Michael"?
That would be Bill
Bill S.
S.
Preston.
Preston from the Bill and Ted's
Alex Winter.
films. Alex Winter, yeah.
He says "Welcome aboard, Michael."
No.
But at some point he says, "So check it out."
Yeah.
Oh no. Who says? Who says?
No, you're right. You're right. It's not Bill. It's the guy who plays Paul. He's kind of like the blonde vampire that looks a little bit like Duff from Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
He does look like he could be a musician.
You're mine.
Sweet.
You killed Margot. No, you're next. That guy.
Both
Sweet,
that
like,
guy
blonde hair.
and the dark-haired guy are equally kind of awful.
Well, awful isn't amazing.
they look Guns N' Roses amazing, but
Yeah.
they both have the worst delivery.
The guy who is the dark-haired guy was in a really interesting episode of Tales from the Crypt,
Oh man.
and he's like I think he's a lumberjack in it or something like that. And either he ends up getting stuck in a log and cut in half with a chainsaw, or he like does that to another guy. I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched my
Tales from the Crypt.
VHS of Tales from the Crypt.
The movie?
No, the TV
Or
show.
TV show. Wasn't there a Tales from the Crypt movie?
Yeah, oh, yeah. That's older though. That's like I feel like it's British. But the Tales from the Crypt movie has that awesome like Santa Claus murder scene in it. The Santa murderer. Everyone loves a good Santa killer.
I don't think I've ever seen a Santa murdering movie.
You haven't seen a Santa murdering movie? There are like tons of them. And they're all good. Well, no, they're not all good, but the Tales from the Crypt one's pretty good. Doing perspective. It's tough stuff.
The great vendor.
When on the last day of New York Comic Con, I went to the library, New York Public Library,
Oh, nice.
scene of Ghostbusters, and a bunch of it was closed. But I went in there and I kind of just hung out for like an hour and a half in the arts and architecture room, which is really cool looking. But I sat there, I just grabbed a few books off the shelf, and one of the books I got was The History of Perspective, which is actually really interesting.
Is it actually really helpful?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess it's helpful to understand, but mostly it's just interesting to see that the art of perspective has a history. You know, like someone had to invent that.
Yeah.
So several people actually, and then I think the knowledge was kind of lost or forgotten, and it was sort of reinvented, rediscovered in the Renaissance. Really neat though. They really went crazy with at the time.
Which kind of artwork have the most different stuff? Like, was there a certain period? Or?
Oh, probably. I don't know. I didn't read it that in depth, but there were all sorts of studies of. The most fascinating stuff was when they, at least for me, was when they would do like perspectives of like they'd map out a specific building in wherever, Florence or wherever they were doing it, and then they draw that building from a bunch of different angles with exact measurements,
Okay.
and then they do like an overview drawing to show sort of where the guy was in relation to the building, where the perspective drawing actually took place, and a lot of them have all sorts of like crazy rotundas and curved roof buildings and things that they, you know, that all works in the perspective grid. It's really kind of cool.
That's crazy. It's like science.
Yeah, it is science.
Definitely.
It doesn't make it any easier to draw.
Oh, definitely not.
Still all
You just gotta do it.
Unless you've got this handy perspective grid that I've got here in Manga Studio.
it's your perspective grids. That's pretty nice, actually.
It's great.
It's one thing when you do it by hand, it's got to all come out of your head.
Well, I usually eyeball it because I find it looks kind of more correct when it's not rigid straight lines. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. I mean, that double-page spread that I just finished, that was like touch and go for a while.
Is that on your desk now?
No, it's not on my desk. I got a bigger one.
Doesn't even have the app.
Here it is. Can it be seen? Yeah, I guess people can see it. It's right here. This one. But I did a fisheye lens kind of thing, so I was worried about the perspective of the whole thing. But once it got finished, it does kind of come together. But there's lots of trial and error and stuff. Carl, do you remember what your first comic book was?
My first one that I bought?
Yeah.
The first one I ever got? Well, I remember, I don't know what issue it was, but it was like there are a few that I remember, a few kind of landmark ones for me. One was like some issue of like one of those kind of kids versions of the Spider-Man comic. It had a couple of stories in it.
Yeah.
And I liked that one a lot. Another one was the oversized, it was like a giant version of the Empire Strikes Back adaptation.
Ooh.
And it was, I still have it. It's
really?
tattered. Yeah, it was awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really, really great. And the cool thing about that was that I read it I probably read it before I saw the movie.
Who did the artwork for that?
I want to say it was like...
Did you ever find out?
Something?
Yeah, was it that Al Williamson stuff?
It's really good. I can't remember.
If it was, that would be dope.
Yeah.
For
But those things were made from like shooting scripts and stuff, right? Like and footage that was probably not quite finished. So there's a bunch of stuff in there that never made it to the final cut of the film.
And they're like, well, let's give this to Al Williamson.
Yeah, but I mean, part of my memory of that story comes from that book. So there's stuff that I remember that was not actually in the film.
I had the Empire Strikes Back kids book that was photographs, and then it came with a record.
Oh yeah, I had the book and record too.
I had that. I can't say for sure, dude, but I feel like kids might have had cooler stuff in the 80s. We didn't have video games like they do now, so maybe kids, that would listen to this would be like, "Yo, right? You didn't have Call of Duty." And
Yeah,
I'd
I
be
think
like,
that's mostly nostalgia and old manning.
Like, you are correct.
I agree with you, but if you'd seen that stuff as an adult, I think it was probably equally shitty.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess watching G.I. Joe, like when you watch G.I. Joe now, you're like, man, this show is bonk. But back then, I went nuts for that. Totally insane.
The last unicorn still holds.
It still what?
It still
Holds what?
It's awesomeness.
Oh. Wow. I guess. Not.
Have you not seen it, Andy?
I have seen it. I watched it last year, I think.
Oh.
For the first time.
That's pretty recent.
Last year or the year before.
Yeah.
No names. We're live, no names.
Yep. No name.
No names. You know what, Carl? I feel like if it gets darker, I can see your drawing better.
If it gets dark, like if the room gets darker?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's okay if you don't see a ton of it right now. I think this is just a test. Eventually I could stick a camera pointed at the screen. I can't do the screen sharing thing because it slows everything down. I did one kind of Google Hangout live drawing thing, and it was sort of dodgy because I had to I basically had to hide the video window
Mm-hmm.
so it wasn't eating up processor time and wouldn't bog down my actual drawing.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
I think that panel's done. No, it's not done. Hold on. Every time I think a panel's done, it's never actually done.
I can't see it well enough to say whether it's done or not, but the one above it with the heads looks done.
That's done for sure.
For show. That's a done one.
Yeah. And you know why? Because
You say so.
top panel is going to have such a detailed background that I don't need to put it in these other panels. I think Romain will just do some blobby colors that suggest that background.
Blobby. I do colors and I make them blobby.
Did you see that Pee-wee's Playhouse is coming out on Blu-ray in high definition?
Sweet.
Oh man. Have you seen Wayne's documentary?
No.
Who?
Wayne, like the creator of the characters?
On.
Like,
All of the characters?
pretty sure.
Paul Rubens didn't come up with that stuff?
You can't take my word for this, but I know Wayne White is one of the minds behind it.
Okay.
You should watch the documentary. It's the shit.
Where's the documentary? What's it called?
Beauty is embarrassed.
What's it called?
Beauty is embarrassed.
Weird.
Is it on Netflix?
Doubt it. But it's online. Of course you would have paid for it. That's it?
Oh, I haven't been looking.
Oh, okay. I don't know, you seem pretty focused.
I'm working, Danielle.
I thought maybe you were so focused, you were finding it.
That's kind of the point of the podcast. We're working at the same time.
Yeah.
We're working.
Well, I'm working.
You can't blame anyone for getting bored with this stream because, I mean, we're just working here.
Yeah, we're just working.
Productivity factor.
It's just working. No one's getting body slammed
Yet.
yet.
You do have the wrestling dream.
Andy, I was thinking about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You're a lifetime Macho Man fan, right?
Oh my god, yeah.
So where does your love of Macho Man stand against Rowdy Roddy Piper?
Ooh,
Because you seem like you'd be a Piper guy.
I am a Piper guy. I love Roddy Piper.
Piper predates Macho Man, right? Career-wise, doesn't he? Because Macho Man wasn't around in those whole
I
Piper
feel like they
Hogan.
were probably around at the exact same time, but I think when Macho got really big was sort of when Roddy's career was sort of like midway to the end of his career.
At what point in his career did he do They Live?
Oh, that was like after.
Oh, really?
So I mean, that's what They Live is like what mid late 80s.
That's the only part of his career I'm interested in.
What, when he starts making movies?
Well, I'm not a wrestling guy. Like, I don't really care about wrestling. But I was wondering. I just wondered where you stood on that because I mean, if you had to pick one of them, would it be Macho Man or Piper?
Oh, I don't want to slight Piper because he freaking rules. He's like, you know, if Kurt Russell became a wrestler, you have Roddy Piper. But
Well, I'm
pretty
sold.
much, right? But I mean, it's Macho. Macho's like one of the greatest humans. He's just,
He is?
yeah. It's all about Macho Man.
Okay,
He's the best.
that answers my question.
Yeah. He's totally the best around.
You're the best.
His matches are freaking badass. The match I remember most with Macho Man was when he fought Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And when he jumped from the top rope with the bell and smacked Steamboat in the throat.
That doesn't seem like he's the best human at all.
Oh, don't get me wrong, he's a heel. Macho Man was never like.
He's an
I mean,
asshole.
even when Macho Man was a good guy, like they were considering what they call in wrestling a babyface. He wasn't a good guy. Like he'd still throw Elizabeth in front of like opponents and stuff like that. He was always kind of like shady. That's what that's what you like about him. He's kind of shady guy. But the pageantry and his like in ring, his moves and his intensity and everything just looked amazing. His outfits were from another planet. I mean, I don't know. There was just a entertainment value from that point in wrestling that was
Who do you think?
hard to match.
Who do you think chose his outfits?
Who chose his
Yeah,
outfits?
do you think he did that himself?
Actually, I don't know.
That's Macho Man was.
Was he ironic about himself? Like, do you think he took it like? I've heard that he took it pretty serious.
Like a ironic character.
No, I don't think it's ironic at all. I think it's pretty straight up serious. Yeah, like I've listened to stuff and people are like, yeah, he's the exact same guy out of the ring that he is in the ring.
So when he's brushing his teeth, you think he's
Ooh yeah,
exactly.
grabbing the toothpaste, grabbing the toothpaste. Yeah, like that voice that he did as Macho Man. I have a feeling this is his real voice. I don't know how turned on that was, because when you watch him interviewed, he sounds exactly the same when he's being like just a straight man. He still has that gruff. So when you were a kid, you were like into Spider-Man.
I was mostly into Batman.
See, I was mostly into Batman too.
Bye. Coach is leaving.
Bye, Goche. I have to admit something. Batman was always my favorite character as a kid. I always dressed like Batman. And I don't know whether it's being in the industry or what, but my love of Batman is totally dead.
Not totally. Come on.
Oh, pretty close to. Well, not 60s Batman. Like Adam West. That is the shit. Like, that is always going to be good. But, yeah, I feel like my love of Batman is kind of like. It just kind of makes me go, ugh.
You think that it's oversaturated?
Yeah, it makes me feel like, Star Wars, the newer Star Wars movies. It makes me feel like that. Like this is done to death, so I don't care. And it's not the character I like either. So I don't know. I've been watching Gotham, and
I still have not watched that.
yeah, and I watched this week's episode, and I've liked it kind of up to this point, but last night's episode was pretty freaking stinky. They have like this green gas that turns you like all super muscular and crazy, like a crackhead, only like invincible, and you can like lift.
Venom toxin?
Yeah.
Bane kind of thing?
Yeah, it's like the Bane toxin, and it's kind of lame.
Have you watched the Flash show?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I haven't seen that yet either, but I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, it's okay. It's pretty good. I mean, it's entertaining. It's not good, but it's entertaining. You know what's really weird to me is you have shows out there that are like, quote unquote scary shows, like Penny Dreadful or Walking Dead or whatever. I guess Walking Dead's going on right now, isn't it?
I think so. I've still only
Do
ever
you think all the scary kind of shows would be fall shows?
like Halloween shows.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like they should all start in the fall?
Yeah.
No one's allowed to watch horror at any other time?
No. Of course you can. It just kind of makes, I don't know, it just makes sense to me for some reason. See, if we're gonna run podcasts, this like awkward silence, we should probably not have that.
Oh, really? Why?
Oh, you think that's okay?
I don't know. I'm not too worried about it.
Not today,
It's
but
authentic.
Well,
yeah,
it's
I guess.
I don't know. I'm just working and talking. Like,
Right.
I'm not really going out of my way to do anything differently.
Wouldn't it be funny if I didn't even record this? No, it says live. Hey, we have one viewer. Who's viewing?
Probably Danielle.
Oh,
It's not me.
oh, it's not Danielle. It's someone else.
Is your chat on? You should say hello.
What's that?
You should see if the chat is
All
on.
it says is one viewer, and I can't press anything else.
I think it automatically says one viewer.
Oh, really? Way to get my hopes up. Imagine that said like 40,000.
I'd vomit.
You just vomit right now. You'd be like, what happened? How did this even happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you see what I wrote as the title for the show? It's the post-Roti Barf sessions.
Oh, I didn't see
No, you
it.
actually see it.
Yeah.
So is it automatically switching between things, or are you working the camera?
No, it's voice
I
activated.
don't really know how the Hangouts thing works.
It's voice activated, dude.
I'm just running this off a laptop, but I wish I could zoom in. Zzz, all I can do is move this thing around. It's going to fall off this table.
You need like a spindle. A spindle. Or one of those like arms that just kind of like drags it over.
Like the kind of thing they put TVs on in the hospital?
Yeah, that's what you need. If we had a few of those, then we'd be...
Time to rob a
Real well.
hospital.
Time to go to a hospital. Raid the hospital. We'll make a podcast out of that, too. The time we went to the hospital and stole their gear.
Just put a GoPro on your head.
Actually, Serge has another webcam over there.
We should make it a haunted hospital. If we went to a haunted hospital, that'd be really cool.
It is the fall time.
This page is going a lot slower than I'd hoped.
Yeah, you're supposed to be doing a page a day, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen today. I can probably get most of it done.
You know why?
Because you're making me podcast.
No, Roti. You roadied, so now you're tired and roadied out, man.
I didn't find the roti that tiring. First,
It's pretty heavy.
it's heavy. And I did that.
So, Carl, do you have to dress up for Halloween and take out your children's?
Well, yeah, I do have to take out my children. I'm not obliged to dress up, but it happens that I bought that Batman mask
Excellent.
in New York, so I'm just going to throw that thing on. I just put that on at home now and run around after my son, shouting at him in a Batman voice.
Really? Does that freak him out when you yell at him?
He was definitely confused. I mean, it was me, but the voice kind of threw him.
Yeah.
My daughter's only a year old, and she was kind of freaked out at first, but now I think she knows what's up.
That Batman voice, you know, that's a contributing factor to me not really liking Batman right now.
That voice or those?
Yeah, the voice of Christian Bale has kind of like helped ruin Batman for me because it's so lame. I mean, in the first movie, I kind of like I would watch him explain his acting business around it.
What was the explanation?
Well, I mean,
Having, you
yeah,
know,
when he was Bruce Wayne, he's a straight man, right?
yeah.
But when he's Bruce Wayne, as in the millionaire playboy, he's American Psycho, which I don't think he said, but clearly that's what he was doing. Um, and then Batman, he was trying to make like even scarier. So I don't know. You be the judge.
I wasn't. I liked that second movie. I was never really into the first one, and then the third one totally lost me.
Well, the third one was just straight up terrible, but the second one is good, and I would say that's all on Heath Ledger. He kind of makes that movie electric. Without that performance, I don't know what that movie would be like. Probably kind of boring. They're all kind of too long. It's so cool, like when you're on Netflix and you're like obviously I'm watching Netflix, I'm watching horror movies, and I'll put on like the other night I watched Carrie.
The
And
original?
it's so short. Yeah, the original, which is like flawless movie, but they're so short. Like it's like just over an hour. And you're like, yeah. But now movies have to be like 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and you're like, come on. Come on, you're boring me.
It seems like I don't mind a long movie if there's if it doesn't feel long, if there's a reason for it. But those Batman movies seem a bit indulgent.
Well, I think all of Christopher Nolan's movies feel super long.
Memento didn't.
No, you're right. I think that's a problem with just movies in general. Is like they're trying to ram too much plot down your throat. Like I like that new Captain America movie, but geez, it feels like there's 20 plots going on at the same time. And then this happened, and then this happened, and then wait for it, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened. And you're like, just whoa, you know. I want to see some Sergio Leone stuff. I just want to see Captain America's eyes for like 20 minutes before he beats up a guy.
Oh,
I want to see the intensity of the scene. I don't feel like when I go to it, I should sit there and take notes. That's why I thought Pacific Rim was so good. You kind of understood exactly what it was.
yeah, it was super fun. I saw it in the. Did I see it with you? I don't remember.
Did you see? Yeah, we went to Pacific Rim together.
Together?
No, it was,
Pacific Rim?
no.
Remember when we went to Pacific Rim?
Yeah, Danielle, we only worked out together for the first time 2 days ago.
Yeah.
You never know.
I know,
I
right?
thought you
I know.
I would have thought you guys never work out.
No, Pacific Rim was super fun on that IMAX 3D, but I watched it just last week, 2 weeks ago or whenever when we were on the road. It was on in the hotel room, and I tried to watch it, and it's it's pretty tough to watch.
The second time?
Yeah,
Oh,
the second time.
yeah.
Torture.
That's funny.
I just see it all. Cigarettes.
Who was the first one of us that said Pacific Rim? I thought that was pretty funny.
Andy, what's the link to this stream?
How do I find such things?
I think it's down at the bottom. There's a thing that says links at the bottom. Well, maybe I have it here.
Links.
Yeah. Why don't you tweet it? 'Cause then I'll have
Event page?
it. Maybe.
There's one called Video Embedded. YouTube. YouTube page. Try this.
I figured you did.
I think you want event page because then people
Okay.
can come.
Every time one of us speaks, when I hit links, it immediately shuts off links and goes to that video. So everyone be quiet. 1 second. All right. Let's see what happens here. Here we go. I'm going to tweet out some links here to you. Welcome to Twitter.
Welcome to Twitter, Andy. Hope you survived the experience.
Welcome. Welcome to Twitter. Alright, let's try this link. See what happens. There's 3 links here.
Oh. Welcome to. I still haven't believed it. All right. That's a YouTube link. Where's that gonna go?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. There's 3 links here.
Find out.
Shit.
Oh yeah, it's live. Cool. All right.
Is it working on there?
I think so.
Found it?
Carl, your wife keeps asking for me to give you a hug, but then take pictures of it?
Oh. Interesting.
I think she's onto this romance.
Shit.
It's like, what is
She knows about the gym.
So, what's happening here?
I think this other link you sent, you probably have to be a Google Plus member. I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't fully understand this. I'm just a caveman lawyer.
Caveman lawyer,
Did you ever see those,
of course.
Danielle?
No.
Is that before your time?
Hey.
Alright, right now the video is totally stuck in my face. And people who are watching are like, why do I have to watch that ass all the time? I gotta go back to the talking thing.
I don't know how to get it back there. Now you're stuck controlling the camera.
That sucks. There's a button. There's a button. Q&A. No. Capture. Capture? No. Cameraman. Oh, do you think it's cameraman?
Those are all tools on the side.
But what do you think cameraman is?
You.
How did it go from 1 viewer to 0?
Man. Maybe
Putting it on Carl's face. I'm not popular right now as we try and figure this out. Control room. Showcase.
Maybe there was an actual
Screen share. Oh, what's screen share?
Screen share is what I was using to broadcast my desktop, but it's a memory hog.
Okay. There's probably like a quick button that you hit for this business. Anyway. Carl, why does it look like your mic is off?
It's not. Can you hear me?
Muted.
I didn't do it. I didn't.
Oh, no, I didn't. I guess I just muted you. I'm in the control room.
You muted me.
You've been muted. Anyway, I was in the control room and I just fucked with something, so. Oops. Oh no, I opened cameraman. Carl, you've disappeared.
That's why the viewer's gone.
What? Maybe I was the viewer.
You broke your word. Is all that just so you can get it on Twitter? You do
What?
it right now?
Well, it probably doesn't help that it's after work hours and dinner time.
Hey man, can you come over here for a sec?
Me?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll do that.
Why is this happening?
Looks like you shut off your video.
Yeah, how did I do that?
I don't know. What's this little camera button?
Turn camera on. I went to this cameraman thing. I pressed it. Hide their audio and video from my broadcast.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with it.
Broadcast. Yeah, well, I just turned that on and then our video went. See you later.
These are still live. Click that camera button again. Oh, it's on, like the light's on.
Yeah, but why can't I see it? Can you see me over there?
Yeah. No, wait.
What do you see?
If I click on this. Oh, I see you. I can still see you. It's working.
Oh, can you see yourself?
Yeah.
So I guess I just screwed up my own thing. Somehow.
But I think I'm clicking on these. I think I'm just affecting what I can see, not what's being broadcast.
Oh, okay. I think that's basically what I did.
What happens if I click on it?
We need a control here. Oh, there is a control.
Oh, chat.
Oh, I see Carl.
Yeah, I'm back at work.
Start drawing, Carl.
I'm drawing. You start drawing.
So when I watch this YouTube thing, Carl, it has you drawing. You playing with the picture, but I can't see any of the other pictures.
What? What are you talking about?
Isn't that weird? We have 5 years right now.
But you're still controlling the camera, right?
Yeah. I guess I'm on there now.
Hang on, let me see what Twitter says.
It says, you guys suck.
If Kellett can see us, it's working. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully Andy didn't screw up our stream. We're just using Google Hangouts on Air, and it streams live to YouTube automatically and automatically records, and then I think it just dumps it to YouTube when it's finished.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it limits us to 8 hours, and that's nowhere near long enough for us to.
No, we can go on forever.
We could turn this on in the morning and just go all day.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll do. I'll move Twitter to the other window so I can see what the hell I'm doing. Okay.
So if anyone's working alone in your office.
Yeah, we could invite people to chat.
I just got a text from Dean saying, "You look gross."
Yeah.
And this is the worst.
Sounds great.
Is that for real?
It's working.
It's working, and I look disgusting. That's great. Sweet.
That's literally what I'm saying.
Yeah, I look like a monster,
Yeah.
pretty much. So whatever. He just phoned me to make fun of me. I wonder what he's doing.
I don't know. Maybe he wants to come and chat with us.
Yeah. Let me
That's a bad idea.
let's see what he's doing.
He's gonna just start. He's gonna insult you and then.
Yeah, he's gonna say something terrible.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it's lagging too, because it is lagging.
It's probably got a few seconds.
It was up.
40
Yeah.
seconds.
Well, today is just our test day. We're trying to figure everything out, and I keep pressing buttons and fucking it up.
Our internet connection's terrible too, so it might be slowing everything down.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's totally wrong. I'm gonna have our makeup people are coming in for next time. So yeah.
Oh, Dave says it looks great.
Yeah. I'll get my beard braided and
I've never had any luck with
maybe
you.
change the angle of the camera. Maybe you should be looking down at me instead.
Probably
so
one
I
of the
don't look
reasons
like
is
the
usually I run
hamburger
that
eater.
stuff off of my work computer, and today I brought in a laptop that's just pointed at my head, my
Yeah, it's
drawing
disgusting.
tablet. So I'm not eating up computer processing. So maybe that's.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
And he's hosting it, so.
I know.
Maybe Google Hangouts is just better.
Can I hear my voice?
What's going on?
I don't know. You're not mic'd, Danielle.
No, I
So.
am.
Me too.
Like,
I could eat nachos big time.
I'm just confused.
I don't really have plans. I could leave for the day, but I just have to drop Prince off because I got the P Diddy with
And
me.
he leaves early today. It means I win.
Yeah.
We're in a race to finish our books.
So this panel.
Where are you? Are you at home? Do you have like
Out of
you got gonorrhea right now? Sounds like you have gonorrhea. You're a guy named Roy at Ubisoft totally thought I was you today. He was running down the street and he was like, "Dean!" And I was like, "No, I'm not Dean."
Yeah, it was right after I said, "Hey."
And it was right after Carl was like,
a lot
"You look
like
like
Dean
Dean today." And I was like, "How do I look like Dean? I don't have running shoes. I don't have a hip hop edge to myself." That is you're beardist. Beardism.
It's funny that they actually
Yeah.
thought he was someone that you knew.
Yeah. It wasn't even the beard.
Yeah.
It was a
They
sweater.
see one and they think we all look the same. Yeah. We all look the same to them. People with beards. Yeah. It's not cool.
I think it's just someone in
Yeah, good idea. That's fun, actually. That's a good time. Oh, that's disgusting. That's just nasty. Yeah, I'm around all week. I'm not going nowhere. Yeah, man. Sure. After work or something? Cool. Sounds fun. I wanna eat something good. Not like $5 million good, but just something like, nasty and good. Cool. All right. Later. Bye. So Dean says, looking up at me, I look like disgusting. And I want to know why I'm not allowed to see what I'm doing anymore. I'm getting really upset by this. That all I see is like people's icon pictures. Stupid.
Maybe your computer just gave up.
I don't think it gave up.
Do you get chat messages there? Can you see that?
I don't have that feature on.
Oh, you should turn that on.
I'm looking for it. Screen share.
I don't think that's it.
Oh, apparently people can only see me.
That's not a problem.
That's for the best.
Yeah.
It's for the best. It's for the best.
We all agree on this.
The side of my head or whatever.
It says that Q&A feature is disabled, so
You should turn it on.
there's no button for a turn on.
Is it something you have to turn on only when you're starting the...
I think so.
That sucks.
I can't even get this thing off my screen now. This is so counter.
Well, we can enable Q&A tomorrow when we do this very thing.
Now I've been hidden from the broadcast.
Oh. Now it really is just me here. I like that it says Andy Belanger is presenting to everyone.
Presenting to everyone. Am I?
I'm making the rookie mistake right now of zooming in way too far on a drawing and over detailing something that no one is going to see in the finished thing. Yeah.
That's why you're not going to finish your page.
Mm.
So it says that I'm presenting to everyone. My camera's like way off. Like every time I do something on this thing, it makes it worse.
Why can I hear audio coming from your computer?
That's the bad. Someone.
Oh, it's someone in the other room? Okay.
That's what I was saying earlier. That it was me. I was like, why is it so delayed?
Okay, this is all screwed up, Carl, because now on YouTube it's just the Google face.
Really?
Yeah. Totally messed
What
up.
have you done? Are you muting and removing people?
Yeah, I've screwed it all up. I need to start again.
Okay, well if you